right, time for a poll. What do we think is more important, design or copy?
Jesse, maybe you can just kind of explain what copy is for those of us who don't know.
The content on your page is essentially, is it words or is it design? All right, well, you all got the right answer here. It is copy. And that's because, this is what happens when a designer gets the last word. It's a beautiful, captivating headline, big, beautiful hero image, but lacking in substance. If you were to arrive at this website without any context, you would have no idea what this page is about. And this is what happens when an SEO gets the last say. You could see that there are keywords and captivating headlines, clear product shots, navigation that makes sense, as well as your unique value proposition. We're using keywords here to describe what the page is about and what the website is about. And it's right there for the user to determine if this is where they want to be or if they need to go elsewhere. So looking at the main differences, messaging, if your messaging isn't clear, you're going to have an extremely hard time convincing and converting people to take action. Text on the page, as I mentioned, is the only way that, at this moment, that you can perform well in Google. And although Google is getting better at understanding what our images are about, as well as like videos and podcasts, it's still not perfect. And also, if Google can't understand it, there's a good chance that other people might not be able to understand it as well. If you think about an infographic with content and facts and figures within it, your blind users won't be able to access that information. And the same goes for videos and podcasts. If you have deaf users, they won't be able to access that information as well. So be mindful of this. And when you're doing optimization for these, make sure that you have a complete alt text for your images and transcribe any videos or podcasts on that page so that all users can access that information as well as the search engines. A good rule of thumb is that if a blind user or a deaf person can't access that information, Google won't be able to either. And so be very tactful about using multimedia and imagery, because if you're containing important information in those media, it's going to be very hard for it to perform well in the search results. All right, got another poll question. Now that you have a lot of information in your heads, how would you describe this image in an alt tag? All right, so there's quite a few different answers. Ultimately here, you want to describe what is in this image. And so a cartoon fairy filling a kid's head with rainbows would be an appropriate descriptor here. Going for something longer means that the screen reader is going to have to read that out to the user, but also from an SEO perspective, you're diluting the value of every keyword in there by adding more language. So the longer your descriptor, the less powerful or impactful those keywords are. So, but yeah, 50% of you got the cartoon fairy filling a kid's head with rainbows, so well done there.